Hey guys, I'm Tara. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to do a yoga flow that's working on strengthening the pelvic floor muscles. If you do have an issue with your pelvic floor, such as pain, issues with your bladder, bowel function, I really highly recommend that you first check out my video on should I kegel, because sometimes we're having an issue and we think that we need to kegel, so that's doing a pelvic floor contraction and strengthening the pelvic floor. But sometimes we actually need to relax the muscles. So in that video, I go over common conditions in which you would maybe need to strengthen or relax. And then I also kind of go over common mistakes people make when they're trying to kegel. So I know as a pelvic floor physical therapist that I have seen a lot of people who come in and they think that they're kegeling correctly, contracting the pelvic floor, but they're actually doing the opposite. And I don't want that to be you. So in this video, we are going to do pelvic floor contractions with some of the positions or poses in our yoga flow. So when you're contracting the pelvic floor, basically you're trying to pull the muscles up and in, okay, not down. That's really the most common mistake. And we want to make sure that you're breathing, never holding your breath. We never really want to hold your breath in our yoga flow anyway, but I find that a lot of people, when they're trying to contract the pelvic muscles, they tend to hold your breath, and you definitely don't want to do that. If you feel like you really have no idea how to contract your pelvic floor, you can still do this flow, just hold off on the contraction part. So when I'm cueing you to contract the pelvic floor, you would just hold off on that. I always think it's a really good idea if you're having an issue to see a pelvic floor physical therapist just to get evaluated and learn a little bit more about what's going on with you. If you're interested in learning more about the pelvic floor, I do also have a video that goes over what the pelvic floor muscles are, and I'll link that in the description below. And I'll also link the Should I Kegel video in the description below as well. So we have Hunter making an appearance in today's video. I feel like he hasn't really been in them recently. I feel like it's been Macy and Tyson, but we have Hunter here today. So we have a nice cute guest. Okay guys, so I just did the yoga flow, so I'm adding in a note. We are going to do a hamstring stretch at the end of it, so if you need a strap for extra support, just go ahead and grab that, either like a long towel, a dog leash works, or if you have a yoga strap, just something if you do have really tight hamstrings that you can hook around your foot. Okay, with all of that said, let's get to our mats and we'll get into our yoga flow. So we're going to start our practice laying on our back. So you're going to have your knees bent. Relax your hands at your sides. Just close the eyes. Take a few breaths just to ground down to start practice. Let your body sink into the earth. Maybe bring your awareness to your pelvic region, pelvic muscles. Go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to warm up the body. So first we're going to kind of engage through the abdomen. So place your hands on your stomach. So what you're going to do, you're going to let so legs are still bent. Let your left knee fall out to the side just a little bit, and then you're going to pull it back in to center. A very small movement. The right leg falls out just a little, and then you pull it back into center. Let's contrast the abs with that movement. So let the left leg fall out. As you pull it back to center, pull your abs down and in. Let the right leg fall out. As you pull it back to center, pull your abs down and in. Keep breathing as you do this. Left leg falls out. Abs pull in as you bring the left leg into center. Right leg falls out. Pull the abs down toward the floor as you pull the leg back up. One more each time. Left leg out. Pull it in. And right leg out. And pull it in. So you should feel your abs contracting under your hands. Bring your hands to the floor and let's just do some mini bridges. So we're going to lift the hips up just about halfway. Lower down. Don't lower all the way to the floor though. Just tap your sacrum, low back on the floor. And then lift up again halfway. Lower down, tap the low back, and lift up halfway. You should feel the glutes, back of your legs starting to work. Lower down, tap. Lift up halfway. Lower down, tap. Lift up halfway. 5 more on your own. Make sure you're still breathing. When you finish your 5, relax all the way onto the mat. On our next bridge, so we're going to lift the hips up again. As we lift up, we're going to reach our arms overhead. So the hips lift, arms reach back, and then you're going to lower down. On the next one, we're going to try to engage your pelvic floor as we lift. So we're going to kegel. So as we lift, pull the pelvic floor up and in, hold it at the top, keep breathing, and relax down. So as we relax on the floor, we relax the pelvic floor muscles. Okay? Hold the pelvic floor up and in, lift the hips, reach overhead, relax back down, relax all the muscles. 5 more on your own like that. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes it's easier if you exhale on the lift and inhale on the lower. After you completed your 5, we're going to stand up. So you can either roll to your side and stand up that way, or you can kind of like rock back and forth and then come up to standing. Whatever you'd like. Okay, so we're going to stand in Tadasana. So bring your feet together. Drop your hands down, palms facing forward. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Drop your shoulders down and back. Gently pull the abdomen in and see if you can feel the pelvic floor muscles contract here. So see if you can pull the pelvic floor muscles up and in. Still keep breathing. Feel that activation. And relax the contraction. Moving into chair pose. So keeping your feet together, feet and knees together. You're going to sit back in your hips like you're sitting in a chair. Reach your hands overhead. Breathe here, hold. Keep reaching through your fingertips as you drop your shoulders down and back so your shoulders are away from your ears. You can pull the belly in gently. Make sure if you look down you can see your toes so your knees are not too far forward. See if you can sit a little lower. One more breath. And come up, bring your hands into prayer at heart center. From here, reach your arms up overhead, fold forward, and step back to downward dog. So your legs are straight, heels are working to the mat. Press your hips up toward the sky. If you'd like in this down dog, go ahead and bend your knees. Hold here a few breaths. Bring your left foot to the center and step your right foot between your hands and come up to warrior 2. So your right knee is bent, left foot, so your left heel is planted, left foot's at a 45-degree angle, arms reach out, hold warrior 2. Look over your right arm, breathe. So we're going to take some movement here. So you're going to lift your arms up as you straighten the right knee. And then lower back, warrior 2. Lift up, straighten right knee, arms up, lower warrior 2. Lift up and lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower, hold, breathe. See if you can sink a little lower. Make sure your front knee's in line with your ankle. Drop the tailbone down. And bring your hands down to border your right foot and step back to downward dog. Hold here for a breath. Bring your right foot to the center, step your left foot forward, and come up to warrior two on the other side. Left knee bent, right foot's at a 45-degree angle. Breathe here, look over your left arm. Let's start our lift, so straighten your left knee, reach the arms up, and lower back, warrior two. Lift up, lower back, warrior two. With the breath, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more, inhale up, exhale down, and hold. Breathe, sink a little lower, drop your tailbone down, hold the abs up and in, and bring the hands down to border your left foot and step back to downward dog. Hold here a few breaths. Bring your left foot to the center, step your right foot forward, and we're going to turn to face the side of our mat and come up to standing. So we're moving into goddess pose. So your toes are pointed out toward like the back of the mat and the front of the mat. You're going to sit down into like a squat-like position and hold here. You can bring your hands to heart center. Breathe. Go ahead and straighten the legs up. Inhale your arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your toes to point toward the front of the mat or to the side of the mat. So I guess your toes are pointing forward is what I'm saying. Have a slight bend in your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. With a flat back, bring yourself back up to standing. Back into goddess pose. You're going to take your toes to point out toward the front and back of the mat. Lower down into goddess pose. So we're going to move up and down here with a pelvic floor contraction. So we're going to first inhale. As we exhale, lift up and pull the pelvic floor up and in. Inhale down. Exhale up. Pelvic floor up and in. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. It's hard to contract your pelvic floor here, so if you don't feel a lot, it's okay. Inhale down. Exhale up. One more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale back down. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Hold and breathe. See if you can get a little pelvic floor contraction, pulling the pelvic floor up and in. And go ahead and straighten the knees, relax that contraction. Face the front of your mat, bring your hands down to the floor and step back to downward dog. Breathe here. So in that goddess pose, like I said, you're definitely not going to feel as strong of a pelvic floor contraction. So if it felt like it was a little bit more difficult, don't get frustrated. Go ahead and drop your knees to the floor, cross your feet, and sit back. Okay, we're going to lay back down. we're going to do one more abdominal strengthening exercise. So your deep abdominal muscles, the transverse abdominis, is connected to your pelvic floor. So they really contract together. So when we're strengthening through the deep muscles, the transverse abdominis, that's helping us strengthen our pelvic floor. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to bring your legs together, knees are bent. Let your legs fall out to the side in like a butterfly, and then pull the legs up and in together. Okay? So the legs fall out to the side, and then pull up and in. And let's coordinate it with the ab contraction. So the legs fall out to the side, put your hands on your belly, pull the abs down and in as the legs pull in. Relax the legs out to the side, pull the abs down and in as your legs pull in. 3 more like that on your own. I like to exhale as I'm pulling the legs in. Okay, once you completed that, we're just going to stretch out a little bit. So you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and hold here. So you're trying to press your right knee down toward the back of the mat. If you'd like more of a stretch, go ahead and lift up your legs, grasp behind your left thigh, and pull in here. Relax that down. Straighten the left leg out. Straighten the right knee up. Hold behind the right calf, or go ahead and grab a strap and wrap that around your foot. So you're going to either pull in like this with the strap or holding behind your calf. Pull in and stretch your hamstring. Keep breathing. Relax that leg down, put the foot on the floor. Okay, so you're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee. Press the left knee back toward the back of the mat. Either hold here or bring the legs in by hooking behind your right thigh with your hands. And pull the leg in toward you. So you should feel a stretch in like your left outer hip, left glute area. Just make sure you're keeping your upper body relaxed. Relax down here. Straighten out your right leg. Bring your left leg up straight. Either hook the foot with the strap, pull the leg in that way, or hold behind the left calf and breathe here. So it really just depends on your mobility. If holding the calf's not possible for you, then go ahead and use a strap wherever you are. You might be here, and that's totally fine. But a lot of times, if the pelvic floor muscles are weak, the hamstrings tend to be tighter on average, and like the glutes and piriformis, because they're typically like overworking to kind of like compensate for the weakness in the pelvic floor, so they typically are a little bit tighter. Go ahead and relax that leg down. And let's just do a quick shavasana together. So straighten out your legs, relax your hands on the floor, palms facing up. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. Close down your eyes. And rest here. Feeling the effects of your practice. Resting your mind, resting your body. Just focus your attention on your breath. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Moving your fingers and toes, rolling your wrists and ankles. Stretch your arms overhead. Point your toes, stretch out. Bend your knees, keep your right arm straight and roll to your right side. Go ahead and press through your left hand. Use your arms to press you up into sitting. Bring your hands into prayer at your heart. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. Namaste. Thank you guys for doing that yoga flow with me today. Macy joined us in Shavasana. I think you can see her in the video. She's right there, maybe. But otherwise, we're all set for today. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Let's cross. So, I don't know what I said, but apparently Alexa is playing, I think, Jason Derulo, which I don't even think I really listen to normally, so that's weird. Alexa, stop. Okay, back to yoga.